Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Lee and Hayley Overtime, the podcast brought to you by Damiano. It is our favorite little Italian place in the heart of Kentucky's campus. The University of Kentucky, of course, is what I'm talking about, right across from Target. Damiano with some of our favorite pizza pies, if not our favorite, margherita pizza. That's one. I love the Coach with all the meats.
Oh, yeah. I think they told us last time we were there, those are their two best-selling pizzas.
The official address is 503 South Upper Street, Lexington, Kentucky. It is absolutely fantastic with a happy hour that just cannot be beat. Noon to, 6?
I think it's either noon or 11 a.m. to 6.
Yeah,
it's basically all day.
Gosh.
It's great deals on beverages and appetizers as well. So go hit them up. They are so delicious. And big thank you to Damiano for sponsoring today's podcast.
Dine in or take out. Go see our friends at Damiano. Again, 503 South Upper Street in Lexington. Pizza, pasta, beer, and bourbon.
Okay, so I do want to give a big shout out to everybody that watches the video version of the podcast, which I say it every week. Sorry if it's annoying. Fast forward if you just listen on the podcast to wherever you get your podcast. But we do have the video version that goes up every single week at the same time. New episodes drop Thursday on the Kentucky Sports Radio YouTube channel. I was talking to my sister the other day, and she said that's her favorite way to watch, or favorite way to listen is to actually watch it. Because you get to see the people talking, and a lot of people do video podcasts. So hello to my beautiful sister, Emily.
Miami.
Yes, but also anybody else that watches. We appreciate it, and you get to see us in action and see how the voices are made, So anyway, I hope that you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning in. You guys are seeing that I'm drinking I'm drinking a second cup of coffee today. I'm drinking out of a beautiful Danville, Kentucky mug today. It's
Love
got all
Danville.
Love Danville. Hello, Boyle Countyans. I've got I think the Chamber of Commerce or something there gave this to us, and it's got all the landmarks of Danville in it.
If you're from out of state and you're listening to this podcast, you ever come to Kentucky and you want to do tours and stuff, do yourself a favor and go to Danville. If you like Norman Rockwell, if you like Americana, they have a brass band festival there. It is right out of a Hallmark card.
It really is.
Danville is just enchanting.
It is a jewel of Central Kentucky.
I love it.
It is so wonderful. There's so many great communities in this area. And really, wherever you live, they say be a tourist in your own town, in your own community, because everywhere in this beautiful, vast country of America, there's so much to see. But if you come to our area, Lexington, Kentucky, and the surrounding communities, Danville's one of those that you just can't miss.
I was in South Carolina last week at the Isle of Palms.
Yes. You were there for a gorgeous wedding. I saw pictures. And, congratulations to the Lanters.
Yeah, I wore, when I first greeted Maria, I had on a Danville shirt. That's her hometown.
Yes. Did she love that?
Yeah.
Or did you plan that, or it was just...
A little bit. I mean, it was in rotation. I could have pushed it out, but I went, no, hey, I'll see Maria, and she's from Danville. Why not wear that?
Absolutely. But yes, did you have a nice trip?
Yeah. I had a nice trip. I mean, the wedding was a photographer's dream.
Oh, yeah. Everything I've seen. It was...
Okay, there's a former Miss Kentucky. There's a former Miss USA. There's, it's all these pageant girls.
Because the bride herself is a literal supermodel, but she also, used to do pageants. It was Miss Kentucky as well. And so, so a lot of her friends are in that too. All just gorgeous. The bride, I mean, Maria, if you're listening, you are just drop dead gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Todd is a lucky man. Todd looked gorgeous too. Todd Lanter.
Yeah.
What?
Todd.
What?
No, nothing. Todd just, cracks me up. Todd, I mean, the whole theme of the wedding, like there were several speeches. There's the rehearsal speech.
Yes.
There's the after
Reception
the wedding.
speech.
There's during the wedding.
Yes.
There is in every one of those speeches, and there must have been 4 or 5 speeches I heard. All of them mention Todd and his tardiness.
Oh, really?
The guy has a problem.
Oh, being late?
Yeah.
Like late?
Yeah.
Or like Hayley late?
Well, I mean...
Like a solid 15.
You're not great about it, but he's worse.
Thank God. Todd, you don't know how much better you've made me feel.
Yeah.
Like, was he late to the ceremony?
The minister said
They had
he
us
was.
to have a stand-in?
The minister said he was. Yeah. That we're starting late because, it's Todd. And they did. They started late. But I don't know. At some point, I mean, when's that stop being adorable?
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. He's got the girl.
He's got her now. Does he want to keep her?
Huh. You know what? I'm sure there's things about her that he's had to compromise about.
I'd like to hear that.
Like, I wish she was a 6, but I guess I'll take the fact that she's an 11. Unbelievable. But good. So you had a wonderful trip, though. Did you get to spend any time at the beach? Because you were there for several days, turned it into kind of a little excursion.
I did. It was very hot, of course. Nobody or anybody that's been to South Carolina knows
June and or July
humidity
in South Carolina. Yeah.
is exquisite. But the resort we were at was almost reminiscent of like the boardwalk in New Jersey or something. It had that kind of feel.
Oh,
I mean, it was
cool.
designed to look like a New England resort.
Kind of looked like the shore,
Yeah.
the Jersey Shore. Mm-hmm. That's great.
But it was nice. It was more family oriented. So I'm with Richard.
One of your best buds, yeah.
And he hates children.
Oh, yes,
So
he does.
anytime-
A former child who hates children.
We no, not a former child. He's still arrested.
A 55-year-old child.
Yes.
This man, yeah.
But
We love him.
And I get his point, but I don't get outraged by it. Where he's losing his control.
Yeah.
Because somebody had a kid at a bar way past 10:30.
Oh.
Now it's 11, and the kid is screaming. Oh. And it's a bar. It's not a restaurant. It's a bar.
Yeah.
And Richard is pounding the bar. And he's pacing, and he gets off the bar. He's starting to walk around.
Sounds like y'all needed to leave because those people clearly weren't. And so it sounds like you guys needed to get out of there if he's acting like that
he
in public.
couldn't
He's acting out as bad as the child.
Well, I don't think they hurt him, but it's a show nonetheless. But, his point was this has activated Richard to the point where he needs to know why you think this is a good idea to have a child here at this hour.
It is an interesting take because, I mean, I guess technically you're allowed to, but also not only for the child's comfort, but also for the parents' comfort because they can't be having that much fun if the child is screaming. And then the child clearly is probably tired and isn't having fun either. So it is, I kind of would like to know too, if you do this or whatever, it's like, yeah, what is the reasoning? Maybe they don't have a sitter or they just really need it out. Maybe they've been stuck in the hotel all week or.
Yeah. Some beautiful homes down there, too.
Oh my gosh,
Good
Isle of
Lord.
Palms, just that whole area is absolutely beautiful.
Sort of row houses, but they start at like $2 million, $5 million. Mm-hmm. It's like, geez.
Did you get one while you were down there?
I bought a couple of them.
Yeah, I mean, because why not? If you're going to buy one, you might as well buy two.
Yeah. Well, I got a cosigner. So.
Sure. Who's the cosigner?
Well, they don't know who it is yet. I said I had one.
Nice. Okay, now you got to update us. You know what I'm about to ask.
What?
Spanx.
Yeah.
Update us. If you guys missed it last week, Lee asked me, basically demanded that I bring in a pair of my Spanx for him to wear because he refused to buy his own or even just nude men's underwear because the dress code for the wedding was all white. Men and women, they requested
Although
everyone
some
wear
people
white.
busted that up a little.
I hate that. Come on, follow the rules.
But I wore white linen, and you can, especially in the sunlight, you see right through it.
Oh my gosh, you see the whole shebang.
So I didn't want to buy. I don't wear nude underwear, as I have stated.
For years.
I don't do that. At my age, I don't need a canvas to paint. So I stay away from white underwear. I don't have any nude underwear.
Anything in the white people skin tone.
And I like saving money, and I know that you have nude Spanx. So I was like, can I borrow yours? And you gave me them. Now, I wore them. I wore them.
How? Okay, take me through the process of when you're first putting them on. Did you try them on before the trip, or did you just take them?
Well, first of all, they smelled great.
Well, they were clean.
Yeah, I know. Whatever fabric softener you're using or whatever, it was fantastic.
I use Gain detergent Moonlight Breeze, and then I use the same Gain Moonlight Breeze dryer sheets.
They smelled great.
Good.
'Cause I'm not going to put something on that didn't.
What if I brought you a used pair of Spanx?
Ugh.
Oh gosh.
Anyway,
So they smelled great. You like the
They
detergent?
smelled great,
Gain.
and
Thank you. I'm a Gain girl.
They ride up past my belly.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
And they have the kind of the control.
Yeah. Now I will say there's a lot more compression there than I've ever experienced.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, but not in that area.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that women. I don't know if this is going to shock you. I don't have the same downstairs mix-up that you do.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't really. That would be a concern. I was worried kind of like maybe where the seams are, but also really tight right there in the.
Well,
in the
I had to
play
do
zone.
some
Adjust.
Silence of the Lambs tucking to make this work properly. But the compression is such, and it sounds like and I'm not dismissive of, listen, I'm normal.
Yes.
Can I just say that? I'm
Yeah.
a normal sized fella.
Yes.
You know?
Perfect.
it appeared as if I was a Ken doll.
Oh, because I mean that's.
I'm like,
I mean, what?
Where is it?
Yeah, they're made for women. So if you had bought men's nude underwear, you wouldn't have had that problem because it would have had the same.
It would have
had that area
for the flow and movement, but
Yeah.
this did not. This went.
So you liked how it held your stomach in and
love
kind of
that
like
part of
that,
it.
and you can't see through the pants. A lot of pluses, but I didn't really consider that.
Care for the castration.
Yeah.
That was a little much.
So it all came clean off.
Yeah, it just fell right off.
Lost it all.
Yeah.
Blood
Do
flow.
you know that's how they do that? My grandfather he used to do that to fellas at church. No,
Sure.
He used to do it
Stop the temptation.
to
And
cattle.
Oh, that's how they just tie a
Well,
knot.
you should know this. Your dad's a vet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would put this rubber band that's specially made right around the boys and just leave it. And eventually it cuts off blood flow and they'll just drop off.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And he would tell me and my brother Aaron what he's doing. And both of us, he thought this was hilarious. We would wince in pain.
Oh, yeah. Because you can
in sympathy for.
That's why I can't watch horror movies or things where people are injured or like if someone's been attacked by a shark or had their arm cut off or something. I feel it. Like I'm the same way. So I'm always like, huh. And so
what I feel, and you know this, I sincerely get a PTSD moment with straddle injuries.
Oh yeah, because you had one as a child.
Yeah, when someone hits a railing or a rake.
Even me as a woman, I'm like,
I
whoop.
feel that. Oh,
You not only have felt it, but also it's just putting yourself in that position.
yeah.
So anyway, okay, so you wore the Spanx. Beyond how did it feel now that we've talked about putting them on and getting that all worked out? How were they for the night? Felt fine?
Fine.
Fine?
Yeah, they felt fine.
Now, how about when you slipped those babies off?
Well, I didn't do it.
I had a co-signer.
No, they were fine.
No, I love Spanx. I wear them all the time with dresses.
Oh, you mean so? Was it a release?
freedom.
Oh, yeah, I'm free now. Again, I didn't get that sensation.
Really?
Yeah, I get a bigger sensation with socks. And
Oh,
again,
my-
maybe I'm telling on myself. I don't know, but it wasn't.
It wasn't like, because for women, like taking your bra off at the end of the
Yeah,
day is like,
right,
taking your
right.
Spanx off,
Yeah.
taking your socks off. It's just so nice to be free. For me, one of my favorite parts of the day is taking all those clothes off and then putting on my big oversized sweats or pajamas. Just like, it's just swimming in the fabric. It's so nice.
Yeah.
I went through a period where I bought 4 matching, all on sale, Nike sweatsuits in a one size too big. So that every day when I get home, I can just put them on. Love it. Love
I'd
it.
rather walk around naked.
Yeah, but like I have to take my dogs out and stuff. So I can't do that in the
So
neighborhood.
what? In the neighborhood, you're on a farm. You can do it.
Yeah, I mean, but there's people can see it from the road.
Well, go
And
out
there are
the
neighbors and there are horses. I don't need
the
them
back
seeing
door.
everything.
horses. Yeah. I watched last night before I went to bed. The new
You didn't watch it while you were asleep? Thank you
the
for clearing
new
that up.
Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley.
Okay, I've seen it on Netflix, but I haven't watched it.
I loved it.
You did?
It was note perfect.
Really?
It was just nostalgic, but they did it in such a good way. It's not as good. I'm not going to classify it, but remember how people where they felt when, what do you mean you're making another Top Gun?
Yeah.
This
Oh, I
Maverick.
know.
Oh, come on, leave it alone. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But then, it connected itself to the original and a lot of the same themes, of course, but it was a great nostalgic visit to that movie that made you feel good. And that's how they did it. And actually the same producer, Jerry Bruckheimer. Because they brought him back. And I think I saw an interview with Eddie Murphy talking about the reason this is good is because of Jerry Bruckheimer.
He gets the nostalgia
came
in
back.
there. Also, really a solid storyline. Also, the new, is modernity a word? Like the modern side of it?
Right.
Yeah, that's great. And that's hard to do.
Gordon Levitt, what's his name?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in it.
I call him Gordon-Levitt
Yeah,
as well.
he's great.
I love him.
But
He's
all
so
of
cute.
the characters are back. And
Okay.
there's a young lady that plays Eddie's daughter. Also, Eddie's real daughter is in it. She's a cop.
Oh, wow. But she didn't play his daughter?
No.
They were like, sorry, we don't see the resemblance enough.
She arrests him, actually.
Oh, the thrill that must be.
Right. But it was good to see all those old, Rosewood and Taggart and Serge Bronson Pinchot.
What a name.
Yeah.
I love it.
Ackwell.
What?
That's how he says Axel Foley.
Oh, I love it.
He can't say it.
He can't say it.
So apparently I read when Bronson Pinchot showed up on set to do this part of Serge at the flower shop or the art place.
Yeah.
They didn't know he was going to do what he did.
I love when actors do that. It's like when Johnny Depp slipped into his character for Pirates of the Caribbean, and everybody was like, "Excuse me, what are you doing?"
Orlando Bloom's like, "Is this what we're doing?
Yeah,
you're doing a Keith Richards impression.
You're doing like a drunk Keith Richards, like hi guy." Anyway, okay, sorry. So he comes in, and no one knows that he's going to do this.
Apparently, even Eddie was getting cracked up that they have to retake after retake because he was just eating the scenery up and playing that character at full tilt.
Oh my gosh,
where he was having trouble pronouncing Axel.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's choices like that don't work, but I love when they do work, and then it becomes so synonymous with the character. That's how it was. Yeah. You're like, oh, that's how it was always supposed to be.
And Paul Reiser reprises his role. He's back as Eddie's buddy. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I miss Paul Reiser.
Yeah. And he looks more like himself in this. I've seen Paul Reiser in some stuff where he's bald and really heavy. This looks like an older Paul Reiser.
He's back to his fighting weight.
Yeah, like
hair.
Mad About You.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good show.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anything else? Did you watch anything on the plane on your trip or anything fun? Any other media wrecks?
No. What did... on the plane, I'm trying to think if anything interesting happened. I don't think so. But other than I got to fly first class again.
Yes, that's right. Anytime you fly with Richard, he gifts you first class.
He gifts me first class.
But I think it's less that he cares about you. It's more that he refuses to fly coach.
And he didn't want to be alone.
So he's really doing it for him.
Now, he would rather take a girl.
Yeah.
But he can't find one right now.
Right.
So he takes me.
I love it.
Which is fine.
And then when you wear Spanx, you're basically a girl.
I felt like one for a bit. But he would, like one time he went to the bathroom on our second connection, and I just got on the plane, so I sat next to the window. Well, no, he wouldn't. No.
Oh, he's like, sorry, but.
As soon as he's mad because he got caught with the commoners because he took too long in the bathroom.
Oh, so now no one that boarded.
So I boarded priority because I don't have to pee. So I'm like, well, just walk on. That's the perks of first class.
Why did he wait so long to go to the bathroom?
I don't know. Well, we went to the bar or something.
Oh, sure.
So now he's mad. He's,
Oh, that he's had to board with the commoners. And then he gets there and your ass is in his seat.
Yeah. Get up. Get up. Get up. He's so loud. He's
so loud.
Demonstrative. His arms are moving around. Get up.
He's
get
such
up.
a character. I love
I'm like, okay, I'll get up. Oh, he got so mad at me. The place with the kid at the bar.
So he's already upset over that.
Well,
what do you
do? So he's so, and I apologize because maybe I do this. But so there was this young couple that we met, Connor and Rachel. If you're listening, I love those guys. They were wonderful. They live in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello, guys.
Talk about heat. Woo!
Yeah. And they're just adorable. Anyway, and we hung out with them pretty much a lot, the whole time.
They were also wedding guests?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And they weren't in the wedding party like we were, but they, they're friends.
You were in the wedding party?
No, I was not. And they were not either.
You just said they weren't in the wedding party. Oh, sorry. I thought you said like they weren't in the wedding party. We were. I was like, were you two groomsmen?
No.
None of y'all were in the wedding party.
Yeah,
you were just guests.
Commonality, yeah. So
great.
They start talking like they didn't know what I did or anything. So I start trying to tell them what I'm doing. And then they start asking questions. And then it becomes fascinating all of a sudden. And I'm kind of fascinated in my own story. I've not really told it. So I'm telling my story. Well,
you haven't shared your testimony in a while.
So Richard is next to me here, and he's texting women like crazy. He's on the Bumble. He's texting girls. He's doing whatever he does.
He's casting a wide net.
Yes, he's just doing. So he's not paying attention. So I turn to my left, and my back is to Richard, and now I'm talking to them for probably 7-8 minutes, and then I turn back around, and I go, "Hey, buddy, what you doing?" "I'm not doing a thing. I'm not doing a thing. You know why? I don't know if it's because you're stupid or I don't know if it's because you're doing it on purpose, but you do that every time we're at a bar. You turn your back. How can I be engaged? I can't be engaged now. What am I supposed to do? Have to sit there like an idiot.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I said,
Oh, God.
I said, really? I thought you would walk around. He goes, don't you know how to sit at a bar? I go, well, I was talking to them and you were on your phone. I said, but I am sorry if I did that to you, if I blocked you out.
Well, and if he's saying it's a pattern.
He says it's a pattern.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, that's rude.
I don't think it is.
Well, it's nice that you heard your friend and his emotions. That's good. And then you told him it's his fault, and then also said it's not true that it's a pattern.
I backed up and I said, I am sorry. I won't do that anymore. So I sat here.
Good.
Like this, in the chair.
Bar etiquette. Sitting at a bar is tough.
Is it?
With people. It's hard to communicate. I hate sitting at a bar with more than one person. Because it's like if you're in the middle, you got to turn, and then you got to talk about. Yeah, I hate sitting at a bar with more than one person. Yeah. It's too much.
So what happened on the show when I was gone? You and Noah Day.
Oh my gosh. Went great. We talked a lot about avoiding sunburns because Noah, right after the 4th, we did the shows and I got a nice sunburn.
How is Noah's new coffin from Transylvania? Is it working out for him?
Beautiful.
Nosferatu.
Yes, beautiful. Now, we talked about funny ways that he's avoided sunburns in the past because the top of his head was a bit ripe. It was a bit red, but he said he's not above holding a towel over his head. He reminded us of in 2021 or 2022 when we were all still wearing COVID masks. He and his wife, Kelsey, were kayaking, and he took her mask and his and put one over his forehead and one like higher up to avoid the sun.
I saw a photo of that.
There were photos of that. And I was like, so we talked about that. I got a little bit of a sunburn I shared on the show.
I just don't want to be around someone that delicate.
Sure.
I mean, unless I'm raising money for him. You know what I mean? Hey, we're having a fundraiser, it's Noah's Make-A-Wish. I don't want to, what are we doing? What do we have in common, Noah Day and I, that you got to have that kind of apparatus to go outside?
He forgot sunscreen or something.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, whatever. He cares about his skin.
It's not going to kill him. Repeatedly, it could.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it went well. One day I made Noah start the show, actually welcome, because I started the show. He filled in for you 2 days. The first day I had to welcome and say, welcome to the show, and you always start first. And so I did. And while I'm doing it, Noah interrupts me. And I was like, how dare you take this moment from me? I finally get to be the first person to speak and then you interrupt. I was like, wow. So we laughed about that, which obviously I really didn't care. So then I said, your punishment is tomorrow you have to start the show. And he was like, oh, I was like, it's a lot of pressure. You got to get all the information out there. You can't stumble. You can't so-and-so. Yeah. Literally right as the show started, Bridget goes, you're starting, Noah. And Noah was like, and he starts by saying something like, hi, hello. And then he wouldn't stop talking because then he was under the impression he had to keep talking until I spoke. Yeah. And I was like, no, when you stop, I'll start. I was like, I'm not going to interrupt you. Yeah, he literally goes, da-da-da, said the whole spiel, and then goes, and I guess I'll just keep talking till Hayley decides she wants to say something. And I was like, no, when you stop, I'll talk. I said, like, have you never had a conversation before? He's so funny. But anyway.
He's the king of awkward.
People don't realize how hard being on TV is and that there is a rhythm and a so-and-so. And he knows it. He's been on TV a long time. So he was partly playing into it. But also, I think he really did. Starting a TV show and being the first person to speak and welcome everybody in, there is a certain amount of pressure before you relax into the segment. So I think he felt all that pressure and was like, how do I get out of this? So finally I was like, relax.
By the way,
the
last week before I left, Jerry is the
production director
at WDKY Fox 56 in Lexington, and then his little buddy that runs audio and does all the other stuff. Is it Lanny?
Yeah, Lanny.
And don't get mad at me, but I had Lanny to myself for a moment, and I thanked him for, like, it was our first or second week, and he gave you a compliment, and he told you how good you are at your job.
Yes.
Which I concur. And I said, hey, thank you for saying that to Hayley. Because, a lot of people think automatically that, she knows and whatever. I said, sometimes I have to deal with, her insecurities about the job, and I appreciate when it came from an outside source other than me. And I said, that meant a lot. You said that. And he said, no problem. He goes, well, she is. I go, I know, but she's dealt with people who think, well, maybe she's making a mistake, but no one is as talented as Hayley at what she does. And I just want to make sure she knows that. And he said, thank you. He said, well, and to your point, he goes, I get irritated when people see what you guys do. You and Hayley are so good at what you do. They think it's the easiest thing in the world, and it isn't.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, no, it's not. And I said, and there are times when Hayley and I struggle with it because A, we're just off our game. B, we're mad at each other, or one of us just isn't feeling it. But we figured it out over the years how to do that. And it really shows up when we're doing it with someone else. Noah Day being the exception. Because Noah's not going to start for the team.
Keep going. Noah, you can come in and check it. There's a pop-up on our computer, and I just asked Noah to come in, so he was waiting in the wings. But
check that out. Like he's not going to start either. But what we
we're good.
Noah has figured out at least how to.
Thank you, Noah.
Keep the ball in play and make sure that
Noah's great.
It doesn't go off the rails.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is. We have tried guest hosts, and we've had some fantastic guest hosts. I'm not saying they aren't good at what they do, but because of what you and I do, and the way we do it, it's almost impossible to have somebody else in the chair.
It is. I mean, we do take for granted the rapport that we have together and how easy it is together. Even doing this podcast, I mean, it's full ad lib. Same thing with the first block of our show, which block is TV term, like A block. So from when the show starts to the first commercial break is the A block. And it's almost entirely ad lib. And so Lee and I have to fill 20 minutes, and it's not hard for us. But if someone at home or whatever, or if I tell people, I'm like, okay, you can come host. Now we have to fill 20 minutes. We have to talk. 20 minutes is a long time to talk about something engaging, but also be natural, but also there's a lot going on in our heads too. We're monitoring the time and listening to our producers and trying to be engaging with one another. And it's really easy for us. A, we've done it a long time. Right. B, I just think we have a great rapport, but also, I mean, we have the experience too, but it's tough. It is. But yeah, Laney gave me such a nice compliment. That was very sweet about my comedic abilities. And that was very, very sweet. I loved that.
I'm going to play golf later today with some PGA professionals. There have been moments in my life where I've maybe had like 2 or 3 holes consecutively where I birdied, eagled, or did something fantastic. And there's this germ of a thought that develops. I could do this professionally.
Oh my. I mean, what's so hard?
and then the next hole, I fall apart like I always do. But
emotionally.
But the truth is, there is no way I could do it. I don't have that talent.
No.
I don't have that skill set. But most importantly, because I couldn't do it under pressure. Not the kind of pressure where my family depends on it. I'm the breadwinner by playing this game.
Yeah.
That's why, people that think they can do the job that you and I do sometimes, it's like, well, sit in the chair, and your livelihood depends on it. And so does everyone else's, by the way. You don't do well, Noah and Kelly don't get to eat.
Oh, gosh.
Try that. So, yeah, go fill for 20 minutes and make it engaging and entertaining and see how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, TV is hard. It is. But it's fun, too, and especially the type of TV we do. So,
but that gets to the root of why I thanked him. Because what you do is so difficult and good, it's much easier to just read a prompter, like a lot of people at television do. And there's style to that, and there's people that are on different skill levels that can do it better than most and make you feel something. But it ain't anywhere near as the circus tricks you're pulling off.
Well, I like to think I can do both.
You can do both. But one is a Navy SEAL and the other one is cooking in the kitchen.
I know, that makes me feel bad.
For who?
For me.
That is a compliment to you.
Saying one is cooking in the kitchen?
One is cooking in the kitchen for the basic training, and the other one is on the front lines killing Osama bin Laden. That's what you are as a Navy SEAL. And you keep lamenting, I don't know, I'm pretty good at peeling potatoes for basic training. That's a compliment, and you fight me on it every time.
Okay.
Well, I don't understand why you don't understand what I'm saying to you as a compliment.
Thank you.
I just didn't understand what you said. You felt bad.
I don't know. Well, and I feel I'm very uncomfortable. I grew up in my mindset of life is I can't be cocky or compliment myself or confident or anything like that. I have to always be self-deprecating and like, oh, thank you. Like, it's very hard for me. Like, I see other women that are like, proud of themselves and talk themselves up and are like, I'm a badass and stuff like that. And I just can't do that. I don't know if that's my personality or the way I was raised, whatever. I always have to act like, oh, thank you so much for this compliment. I had no idea. But then it's hard for me to be like, yeah, you're right. I am good at that. Like, people can compliment me all day and I have to just, the way I am, I have to act like, no. I'm, whatever. But then so sometimes when I want to say like, no, I'm really good at whatever this is, it makes me uncomfortable to say that. And so what you're talking about, so I think in case you are new to the Lee and Hayley Show universe, Lee and I met doing local news and I was a news anchor and I did morning news for a long time. And people would always compliment. And see, this is so awkward for me to even talk about. People would always compliment me and say I was like one of the best they'd ever seen or blah, blah, blah. And I did feel really, like I feel very strong in my ability to do that. It's very hard for me to say that. But
You're talking about as an anchor, as a journalist.
Yes.
They would say these things.
Yes.
Yeah, and they were right.
Right.
I
And so
agree with that.
Thank you. And so I feel, and I could also see my own ability and I compare myself to other people. And I do think I was really good at it. That's so hard for me to say, but I do. And it's because I worked really hard. I was passionate about it. God gave me a natural talent for it and I also worked hard. Loved it. And so I think that's why I kind of like, I guess I see that you're trying to give me a compliment in that, but sometimes I just feel like, I was really, am really good at it if I ever decide to do that again or something.
Sure.
So I think I'm good at both. And in this way too, the ad-lib show and comedy and stuff like that.
But one is extremely difficult where only a few people can do it. And I think we could say their names. The folks that have made millions of dollars in Hollywood doing what you do, whether it's an Oprah or a Ellen DeGeneres or Madeline Kahn, something. Those, I can name 1,000 women that are in the business that are at some level of reading a teleprompter.
Well, how many do both?
None. I don't know why you're not taking the compliment.
Because you're not giving me the compliment I want.
What is?
Tell me I'm great at both.
Oh my God. I'm not good at either.
Now that's true.
I know.
No, that's not true at all.
You want to take some questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we get. By the way, if you'd like to write to us, you can. It's ideas@leeandhaley.com. All right. Kelly writes, if A Quiet Place was real, who in the office would die first? That's you.
Yeah, I was going to say me. I couldn't take the anxiety. I would just yell so they'd kill me and it would be over. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Wow, that was an easy one. All right.
She also wants to know, can we get an office porcupine? No.
Only if we put it in Nua's chair and not tell him it's there. Let him sit on it.
Now, at that same bar where I had all the issues, a man brought a French bulldog.
Love.
And
you've been thinking about getting a French bulldog.
And he was sitting on the bar, and he had a glow collar. He's like lit up neon green. Uh-huh. Yeah, I like that guy. Bridget wants to know the ugliest vehicle you've ever seen. And she said, I recently saw a Cybertruck. Yes, those are hideous. Very boxy.
Yeah. Let's see. The ugliest car I've ever seen. I mean, for me, sometimes the ugliest cars in my opinion, and then I try to think like, be nice. Because I'm like, it's when people take a car and customize it, and like chop the back off or do this and do a weird paint job and put stuff on it. I'm like, man, they really spent money and time and really think that looks good. And it is the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
To me, is just individual expression. When a company has paid engineers and they've looked at it and they've come up with and I'm trying to think of it's what is it? Jeez, oh Pete.
What is it? SUV, car?
It is a crossover, and it's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
PT Cruiser?
Well, my dad
Chevy
had one
HHR?
of those.
Both hideous.
PT Cruiser is ugly.
Yeah. Of all the cars, if you drive one, God bless you. Stay safe. Wear your seatbelt.
Who made that? I can't. I'll think of it in a second. It's like a Buick or.
Was it a Chrysler PT Cruiser?
No, it's not a PT Cruiser.
Oh,
there's another
sorry.
vehicle that's worse than that. I believe it has a Native American name, and I can't think of it. Not Apache, but I'll think of something. I mean, I don't know. It's choppy. It's ugly. Mm-hmm. God, and they've spent money designing that.
I think, okay, so if we're not talking about like customized cars or just ugly things people have created, actual manufactured cars,
Right.
For me, it's really any kind of crossover vehicle. Because it just looks like an SUV that then got flattened down a little bit. Because it's like they're trying to make it a car and a thing. So yeah, anything.
Aztec.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen
Is an
Aztec?
Aztec a Saturn?
No, I don't think so. But
A so-and-so Aztec. Yes, I know what you're talking about with an Aztec. Oh, they're hideous.
yeah, it's an Aztec. How do you spell Aztec? Oh, with a C. Okay. I'm looking it up. Pontiac.
Pontiac Aztec.
The Pontiac Aztec was the ugliest.
Yeah, it's just like, meh.
The back end was horrible too.
Yeah,
Like,
for
well,
sure.
Who wants that?
Now, Cybertrucks are a conversation piece these days, and they are very boxy and ugly, but pretty cool looking too. Like if someone gifted me one, I'd drive it.
Well, I would. Well, if they
With the
wanted
windows down, with my arm out, like, hey guys,
if they were doing
hey
it driving me
fellas.
crazy or something, I would.
I want to see inside one.
Yeah, I bet it's cool.
I would never actually buy one. A, I don't have the money to, but B, I would never be like, that's the car I want, my daily driver. Yeah.
If you could own any major company, what would it be, and what changes would you make? If you could own any major company.
I heard the question.
Yes.
Will that be your final answer? Go ahead.
Little Debbie.
Little Debbie, and what changes would you make?
I would really push the Nutty Buddies
Okay.
and get rid of, I can't remember what it is. One of those snacks I'd lose.
Okay. What is it?
Well, I don't like it.
Well, what is it? Describe it.
I think it's the spiral. They try to be,
yeah.
They try to be a.
It's like a cinnamon roll, but it's like little and
Well, not even that one. There's one that is chocolate, but it's they're trying to be a ding dong king dong thing, and it's not working for them. Swiss roll. Yep.
I love Swiss rolls.
No, they're being executed.
Why?
I don't like them. I'm running Little Debbie.
Well, then I will buy that product from you and start my own company called Big Hayley. And our sole product is Swiss rolls, Swiss cake rolls, which I love. They're my favorite Little Debbie. Swiss cake rolls, classic oatmeal cream pie. I used to be on the fudge round thing, but not anymore. They're okay.
Yeah, not a big fan.
I would like to own Sephora just so I could test all the new makeup products and try them all and get free products. That's what I do. I wouldn't make any changes. I love Sephora so much. I love the rewards program. I have the Sephora credit card, so I get double the rewards. Oh, I love it.
Have you seen the Sephora in Barcelona?
You know what? Not this season. I
Yes.
haven't been there.
So,
have you? No,
yes.
you haven't been there.
I saw it on Instagram Reels. To get to the store,
Yes.
you have to ride a slide.
What?
Yeah, so you're on ground. It's in the lower level of a building or something. So you have to. It's on a street level, and you have to slide this tornado slide down right into Sephora.
And I slide in, and right then I just get foundation, like spray foundation across my face. Oh, I love that. You know what? The change I'd make is more slides at more Sephoras. Yeah. I love Sephora. I remember vividly when they put a Sephora in the mall in Nashville, Green Hills Mall, when I was in high school, and me and all my friends and all our moms, we were all like, this is the greatest day of our lives, because the concept didn't exist. Because the big draw to Sephora was you get to try the makeup products. Because before that, we were all either ordering offline or at the drugstore, and you can't open the products. The people that did open the products are bad people, because you have to take the plastic off. Well, at Sephora, they had testers, and you could go try the color on and just play. And the concept was absolutely mind-boggling. It was like, they're letting us do this? And so I remember all of us, me and all my friends, my mom and I would go and try all the products on and then spend $1 bazillion in there. And then you'd leave with the status symbol of the black and white striped bag. Ugh.
I saw a funny video the other day of a guy that got in a road rage incident with a clown. And the clown jumps
Was it
out.
Richard?
and they start to wrestle and throwing punches, and then he goes home, and his wife holds up his shirt, and he's got makeup all over it. And he's like, "What? I was fighting this clown." And she's like, "Sure you were."
She's like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
Well, I hate videos like that.
I love them.
Where it was obviously a setup.
Yo, no,
Why was he filming when he went home?
of course it was a setup.
I hate that. That makes me
Why?
mad. I like candid videos. I hate when it was purposefully like, oh, she thinks I was cheating. No, she didn't. Like, I hate that.
Now, if it's funny.
But
and
it wasn't.
It made me feel something.
Feel what, duped?
I've been there.
You've fought a clown and gone home and been accused
Not
of
fought a
cheating.
clown, but there have been times where I've been hugged by an old lady and I got makeup on me, and then next thing you know, I'm getting berated.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't do anything wrong here. I'm a victim.
It was just bozo, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Any other questions?
No, that's it.
That's it, everybody. And that is it for this new episode of Lee and Hayley Overtime. Thank you for listening or watching on the Kentucky Sports Radio YouTube channel. Like, rate, review, subscribe. That really helps our numbers. And a big thank you to Damiano, the sponsor of this week's episode.
Love those guys. Bourbon, beer, pasta, pizza, everything you need in one location right across from the Target, 503 South Upper Street in the heart of campus. Thank you, Damiano.
Thank you, Damiano. Thank you, Lee Cruz. Thank you to our fabulous everyone behind the scenes on the Lee and Hayley Show. And thank you, viewers, most of all. If you didn't watch or listen to the podcast or anything like that or follow us on socials, this show wouldn't exist. So keep on keeping on. We love you. God loves you. Have a great day. See you soon.